ours, and I'm pretty sure these Republicans are saying that we've got to get to work and deal with this debt crisis. And I just wanted to scream back at the radio. We don't have a debt crisis in this country. We have a jobs crisis. Put everybody back to work. Let them pay their taxes. Let the rich pay their fair share. Let the corporations pay their fair share. Debt gone. Debt gone. Bring home our soldiers. Debt gone. Debt gone. I can solve that problem right now, but we've got a jobs crisis and we've got to deal with it now. Another thing that occurred to me today, and I was inspired by a couple of bloggers, a couple of writers, we need to ask our president to help us re-elect him. He's asking us to re-elect him, and we're hearing from all over, you know, the Democratic Party and the blogosphere, and we progressives, we've got to re-elect Obama. They're asking us to do the hard work, but I'm going to ask you to ask President Obama to help us re-elect him and get more Democrats in Congress. And here's how it works. He needs to present a jobs bill to Congress. A jobs bill that includes WPA-style programs and demands that the money be spent here in America with American companies. He needs to present this bill to Congress. I will guarantee you it will not get passed. But in the meantime, we'll see who votes against the American people. They will be on record. So whether they're Republicans or, I'm sorry, Blue Dog Democrats, they will be held accountable in 2012. And Obama will be reelected in the process. So we need to reach out to President Obama and say, help us, help you. Present a jobs bill, let the Republicans or the corporatists vote it down, and then they'll get kicked out of office. We'll get real progressives, real Democrats in office, and then the president can proceed into a second term to take care of all this nonsense. We need jobs, and we need them now. And I am sick of cat food commissions, and I'm sick of manufactured crises, and I'm sick of looking like the butt of every joke worldwide as a nation when we are the wealthiest nation in the world. Let's put our people back to work. Yay. Enough is enough. So say it with me. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We're going to say that more. Feel good. So I want to talk a little bit about the American dream. We want Representative Schuler and Senators Hagan and Burr to end the tax giveaways to corporations, the tax giveaways to the rich, and use that money to revitalize our community and create great jobs that people can truly make a living on. Our economy is in shambles, and it's basically a manufactured crisis. It's basically the fault of Wall Street, the corporate giveaways, the unpaid rules. Asking the middle class, the working class, to pay their bills, pay off their credit cards, is wrong. It's immoral. Now, the contract for the American Dream was created by, I think, 137,000 Americans who got together a while back and submitted their ideas. I want to say almost 30,000 ideas were submitted, voted on. I mean, a true democratic process if I ever saw one. And the result was this contract. The preamble says Americans who are willing to work hard and play by the rules should be able to find a decent job, get a good home and a strong community, retire with dignity, and give their kids a better life. Every one of us has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's our covenant, our compact, and our contract with one another. So here real quickly are the 10 points. Invest in America's infrastructure. Well, that's a no-brainer. I mean, that's what made us great in the first place. And we've got to reinvest our capital in the thing that made this country what it is today. Create 21st century energy jobs. Again, I mean, we're dependent on fossil fuels and foreign oil, and that's just patently wrong. Jimmy Carter said, let's get off of this. Let's do it over 20 years. We don't have to go cold turkey. And what happened? Reagan ripped his solar panels off the White House roof. Yeah. Invest in public education. Invest in public education. Hello. Yeah. Offer Medicare for all. Woo! Yeah. happen to be of a certain age.
Except for us.
Expand that to everybody. Expand that to everybody. 3% administrative costs. What is for-profit insurance? 30%?
30%.
They're being legislated to have to spend 80%, and they're all asking for exemptions.
Make work pay. Make work pay. We need a living wage in this country. $7.35 an hour to do back-breaking work? Are you kidding me? Could you live on $14,000 a year? I know some of you are struggling to do so and would be happy to have any job, but that's not enough. We need to strengthen Social Security, not cut it.
Yeah.
Lift the cap, for God's sakes. If you're making $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year, or $1 million, or $2 million, or $15 billion a year, there should be no cap on what you pay into Social Security. We need to return to fairer tax rates. Taxes on the wealthy are lower than they've been since before the Depression. That should be a clue. When this country was strong and had a strong middle class and had a thriving American dream, the highest marginal tax rate was 91%. Marginal tax rate. That wasn't 91% of the entire income of the wealthy. Don't let people fool you. In the wars and invest at home. I've met so many young veterans suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. It's heartbreaking. We've lost thousands of bright and beautiful young men and women in these wars, and I can't for the life of me figure out what we've accomplished. Nothing. And we've, excuse me.
Yes, we've enriched Halliburton.
Yes. Paid for Dick Cheney's bionic heart. We need to tax Wall Street speculation. We tax casinos in Las Vegas. Wall Street is just one big casino.
They're killing our economy.
And we need to strengthen our democracy. You know, that's the foundation of all of this. We see the North Carolina GOP in the General Assembly trying to institute voter ID cards. I have personally met people who do not have birth certificates, who were brought into this world by a midwife in some rural location. My father was one of them for a long time, and never got a birth certificate. Have been voting in the same precinct for 60 years. Have been walking to vote, and now we'll have to struggle if this legislation passes, and they're pulling every trick in the book to try to get it through. Struggle to get an ID card so they can prove who they are, and they probably won't be able to. I mean, that's the bottom line. Voter ID bills are all about weakening our democracy, and we need to be doing the opposite. We've got all these great tools. Look at the contract for the American dream. Democratic process that took place on the internet. I mean, Iceland is writing its constitution on the internet. It's crowdsourcing its constitution. Why aren't we tapping into those resources to make our nation even more democratic? So this morning, Randy, Cheryl Arango, Julia Rankin, and Maury McClure delivered copies of the contract for the American Dream to the offices of Senator Burr, Hagan, and to Representative Schuler. We need We need our elected officials to do the right thing for our nation, for all American people. We need to focus on the issue at hand, and that's jobs. Enough of the cuts, focus on jobs. I mean, even the Republicans and the Tea Partiers who were sent to Washington and sent to Raleigh were sent there on a promise that they'd focus on jobs, and they've done nothing, absolutely nothing. So, sorry, I think I ate a bug. Got some great speakers lined up for you. I just want to start a real quick chant, and then I'll start to introduce the speakers. Let's say together for a few rounds, jobs not cuts. Oh, yay.
Yeah, well, we can.
Well, we're going to shout now.
Yay.
Okay, not anyone.
All right,
Jobs
so it's
not cuts.
Jobs not cuts.
Jobs not cuts. Jobs not cuts. Jobs not cuts. Jobs not cuts. Jobs not cuts.
Wow.
Whoa, that's bigger than mine.
It's like a karaoke.
Met you at KC's place at a party.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. How are you?
It's good. Good
Is
to
Casey
see you.
here?
No, huh? Well,
We got an electrician here? We do. Hey, Josh.
All right, what do we do?
Take charge.
well.
Dad retired.
That's right. Yeah, about with us soon.
Oh, let me, are you okay with that? Sure. Okay. Speaking of the General Assembly, boy, we've been under attack here in Asheville. You show yourselves to be a progressive, tolerant community, and they paint a target on your back, and that's what they've done in Raleigh. And it's made the jobs of our local delegation that much more difficult, but they continue to fight, working incredible hours. Fight on! And
Well, actually, I went first. I was just doing that because, well, I don't know. I don't know where you're from.
You are
No, I was just
Are you
gonna
videoing?
take your first.
And so doing this hard
I didn't
work,
walk over
and I
here.
mean really hard work, fighting to amend the worst of the legislation coming from our General Assembly's GOP and getting knocked down at every turn, but getting right back up and fighting again has been Patsy Keever, and I hope to someday be calling her Congresswoman Patsy Keever.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to know is that I'm so excited to see you here because this is what makes the difference. It's citizen participation and it's getting out and voting. And you know what happened in Raleigh this year? If we had had Jane Wilden instead of Tim Moffitt in Raleigh, there would have been a lot of changes that would not have taken place in Buncombe County. So remember that, please, when you get out and vote, that it is extremely important. I know you know that, and that's why I'm so happy to see this. And I see Chris Pelly out there, and I know what citizen participation did to get sidewalks in East Asheville. And I know what happened in Grovemont, and people got a VA hospital changed a little bit so it didn't come through their neighborhood. What has happened just locally in this area is fantastic. But I want to give you a little fodder for when we talk about the Tea Party. The Tea Party has gotten so much control right now, and it has devastated our nation, it has devastated our state. So I want to read to you the 6 things that are in the preamble to the Constitution of our United States, since that's what they always throw up in our face. Number 1 is to form a more perfect union. Okay, we can all go with that. Number 2 is establish justice. What justice is there when we don't have jobs? I'd like to know that. Number 3, ensure domestic tranquility. How can we have tranquility within a family when we can't even feed our children, we can't pay for our medicine, we can't take care of our health, Leslie? That is not tranquility. Number 4 is provide for the common defense. Well, we're messing that up over there by trying to provide for everybody else's defense. Number 5, promote the general welfare. Our general welfare is not good. What Leslie was saying a minute ago about creating jobs, that's what government does. The government is here to protect us, to ensure all of these blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. What are we doing to our posterity when we're ruining our air and we're ruining our water and we're trying to frack and drill off the coast? These are all things that the Republicans are favoring. It's all short-term money in my pocket. That's not what this country was founded on. It's not what we need right now. What we need right now is to get out and vote. Please be sure that everybody you know votes. This is the most important thing. This is the power that we have as the people.
yes.
So I